Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akwakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into how the Lord's people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So, I have to further expound on that. Those immigrants that are getting thrown off the airplanes, by Esau, the so-called white man. Remember? All right. So, a prime example is that our people argue with the prophets that the Lord's name is not Yahweh Shai. Our people are calling on Jesus Christ, the Virgin Mary, all this nonsense. So our people can go back and forth and argue and say, "Oh, that's not right. That's not the Lord's name." With us and all that. Okay, that's fine and all, but to cut to the chase, to get down to the bolts and nuts, to cut all the small talk and, be like, "Oh, well, you're not right. Oh, well, I'm right." And no, I'm not. Yes, I am. And, well, I feel the Lord's name is Jesus Christ. To cut all that, okay, just to cut right to the chase, okay, did those names work when those people were in there in those planes? Okay, I'm pretty sure some of them were calling on Jesus Christ and Virgin Mary. All right, did Jesus Christ show up? Let's hear it. All right, so to cut all the small talk and, "Oh, that's not right. How can you say that?" Okay, it's just to show you guys an example. All right, that and I know it's harsh, but it's the truth. Okay, because at the end of the day, did those names work? Did Jesus Christ, did the Virgin Mary show up? See? Or did those people get thrown to their deaths? All right, and I'm pretty sure some of those Latinos were calling on Jesus Christ and Papacito and the Virgen de Guadalupe. All right? See? So it's not just to be like, "Oh, hey, we're right, you're wrong." Forget all that. Okay? The thing is, the facts, baby. The Lord's name is Yahweh Shai. None of them were calling on Yahweh Shai. You see? So they all dropped to their deaths. If there was some of the elect on that plane, the angels would have protected them. Facts. The so-called UFOs would have showed up. All right, and Esau already knows about the ships. He has no match against the ships, okay, and the angels, and he already knows this. All right, he has his tail up his ass like a little girl, but that's all right, But the fact of the matter is, okay, they can say, "Oh, well, I'm still gonna believe in Jesus Christ. I don't care." That's fine, but the fact of the matter is to cut all the small talk and all the, "Oh, well, we're right and you're wrong," and, "Well, I feel his name is Jesus Christ." Listen, okay? To get to the bolts and nuts of it, to get to the facts, because people's lives are in danger here. Your life's on the line, and you guys are still, people are still messing around and playing around. All right? The fact of the matter is, did those names, did it work? Because I'm pretty sure some of those Latinos were calling on Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary. Where was Jesus Christ at? Don't worry. Oh, wait. It's not to be a smartass. It's not to put people down and to make you feel bad. It's just to show you the facts. It's to show our people a prime example that those names do not work. Because those people, that name does not exist. The Lord's name is Yahweh Shai. So that's the point there. Okay, that is the lesson. All right, it's not just to put you down and, that's what you get. And what is the lesson? What did you learn from that? Okay? What did you learn from that? See? That those names do not work. See, because I'm pretty sure those people were calling on Jesus Christ, and the Virgin Mary. See? Because a lot of the Hispanic community, the Northern Kingdom, they have like a rosary on their car. They have like the Virgin Mary right there. They have a picture of Jesus Christ in their house. They have a cross in their car, in their house. You see? So, I have a lot of experience with that because I grew up Catholic. So I'm not just over here hating like, "Oh, the fucking Catholics." No, I grew up Catholic, okay? I I even got my first communion. So I know I was in that church for a while. So I know what's going on in there, you know? I know the ins and outs. See, so I'm not just over here just hating like, oh, forget freaking Catholics and all that. No. Okay, it's just that they don't have the truth. Okay, yeah, there may be some good people in there, you know, who are good people, you know, hardworking people, good family members, all that, you know, good parents, you know, good grandparents. But the fact is, they don't have the correct name. That is what we're trying to get through to you guys, to the elect. All right, the elect already know, but it's just to make a point. Okay, it's just to further expound on the subject, on the situation. Okay, it's not just to put people down and be like, oh yeah, you guys are stupid. See, that's what you get. No, it's just, what is the lesson? What is to learn from this? That to cut to the chase, to get down to the bolts and nuts, is did those names work? Okay, where was Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary? Did they show up for the so-called Latinos that got thrown off that plane? Don't worry, I'll wait. Did those names work? Yes or no? So that cuts it right there. Booyah. Okay, it's not to rub it in your face. It's just to show you, mijo. It's just to show you, mijo, that those names do not work. They do not exist. But if people still feel like, well, I'm still gonna do it, you know, that's totally on you, and I totally understand. That's totally fine. You ain't gonna ruin none of the prophet's day. Okay, because at the end of the day, that's not the truth. But if you want to hold on to that name, we completely understand. You know, go ahead. You know, go ahead with your bad self. You know, remember, we're your people, so we're not gonna lie to you. You know, we're not over here like TD Jakes and doing all this stuff for money and lying to you. You know, we grew up in the barrios too. You know, the ghettos, the slums. So we're not gonna lie to you. We're gonna tell you like, hey, look, this place is good. This place is not good. You know, it's like when people get reviews in Yelp, they're gonna tell you, hey, this restaurant is off the hook. You know how Jake is. Hey, this chicken's good. Or they'll say, hey, this place is bugged out. They have roaches. They have flies. You know, because we're Jake. You know, we're gonna tell you like it is. We're not gonna. Why would we lie to you? You know, because we're your people. You know, remember that. At the end of the day, remember we grew up in these cities right next to you guys. So why would we lie to you? You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example. You know, because remember, the prophets, you know, they grew up right here too, right next to you, you know? So that's the thing, you know? It's not like Joel Osteen and TD Jakes where the prophets sold out and they're going to lie to you. Remember, the prophets are not going to lie to you, you know? It's just like Jake, you know? Is Jake going to tell you, hey, that place is good? Hey, this restaurant's good. They got some good ribs, man. Hey, you got to try it out. You know, Jake's going to tell you straight up, hey, this place is good, or, oh, no, that place is no good. Don't even go there. I got sick. See? So we're going to keep it real. You know, we're going to tell you like it is. We ain't going to lie to you. And why would we try to lie to you, you know? See, because we're not like these sellouts who sell out for money and all that, you know? See, because we don't got much. So why would we lie to the masses? That's just something to, you know, for you to consider. But once again, that's just for you guys out there to think about, you know? Remember, because Jake's going to tell it like it is, you know? Unless he sold out like P. Diddy and stuff, but they're getting millions of dollars doing crazy stuff, you know? See? Because Jake, regular Jake, they're going to tell you, hey, this place is good, you know? Hey, this place got some good chicken, you know? You got to go try it out. Hey, you got to go try it out. The macaroni salad, damn, you know? They're going to tell you, you know, or nah, don't even go there. You know, I got sick. Jake's going to tell you what's good and what's not, you know? That's just something to kind of, you know, put in your mind, consider, all right? So that is the lesson to learn from that. So don't take it like, oh yeah, we're just over here picking on people. No, okay, it's just to show you that's a prime example that those names did not work, and that Jesus Christ and Virgin Mary did not show up for those people. It's just to show you that those names do not work. Jesus Christ. All right, and you're gonna see that as these FEMA troops begin to roll, these UN troops, starvation. People are gonna be calling on Jesus Christ, Jehovah Witness, whatever. Hey man, they're gonna be in a very bad situation, but that's on them, you know. And because people are convinced, you know, Jake's hard-headed, you know, they don't want to change their ways, you know. But that's fine. That's the way. Hey, and that's why we're not gonna sit here and argue with you and say, oh yeah, it is. No, we're just gonna tell you like it is, and that's it, and move on. If you take it, beautiful. If you don't, it ain't gonna change a damn thing. That just means you're just gonna destroy your own soul, because you ain't gonna change none of the prophets, and you ain't gonna change the prophecies. You know what I'm saying? That's just something to consider. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people, okay, the Israelites, are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. See that? Alright, so they're destroyed. What happened when they got thrown off those ships? Man, they were destroyed. Can you tell me they weren't destroyed? Hell yeah. Or people got thrown off those airplanes, those cargo airplanes, you know, shackled up. See? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. Right. Because the majority of our people out here, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you guys laugh at Yahweh Shem Shah. You guys laugh at the prophets. See? So now the Lord is destroying you for a lack of knowledge. See that? You know? Because the Lord is making it known out here. Okay? The Lord's making it known out here who He's with and who He's not with. You see? Alright? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. Very major. Okay, because how many of you guys out there love your children? Remember, the Lord's coming for your children too. Remember that, okay? It's not just you. Think about your children, your family. Okay, we're in judgment time. So this is why the prophets keep telling you out there, it's not just to bother you and just to be like, oh yeah, we're right, and you guys, no, we're trying to save your souls, you know? We're trying to pull you out of the fire, but a lot of you are just laughing and like, oh, go ahead. You know, you're laughing at your slaughter. The Lord is saying, I will also, it's the Lord, I will also forget thy children. So the Lord is going to also let these troops slaughter your children. For those of you that are not covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai. Remember that. Because these sleeper cells are all here. Who do you think put them here? The Lord. Okay, the elites had the plan for the New World Order, but who do you think controls the elites? Okay, Yahweh. Alright, so this is Yahweh's program. You see? Alright, so remember that. He controls all of this. You know? There's a reason why all these sleeper cells here, like, you know, there's some here and there that get caught, you know? But the majority, they're here, you know? You got over millions of sleeper cell here. Millions? You got millions here. Okay? You're talking robots, androids, drones. Shoot, you know? The left-hand side has a lot prepared, you know? Beyond people's imagination, you know? But we'll leave it right there. That's the left-hand side. Okay? The stage is theirs. Remember that. So once they start rolling, because they're going to make it so bad out here, because not only is ICE, deporting the so-called Latinos, which is the Northern Kingdom, but now they're starting to deport the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Haitians. And the so-called Haitians, they're fighting back, you know? They even dropped some ICE members, you know? They're getting physical with them, you know what I'm saying? But just wait till some of the people actually start shooting ICE agents, you know? You think the government's going to take that? Hell no. So it's only a matter of time before people start to lose it, you know? Because right now, yeah, you're protesting. Not you, you know, the people out here are protesting. It's just the beginning stages. But wait till the government, because the government's not going to take it. Remember, they're pushing for their New World Order. They don't give a damn if you say, oh, this is not fair. This is not right. Oh, forget Trump, forget Elon, my body, my choice. They don't give a damn what anybody got to say. They're rolling with their New World Order. They don't give a damn what the prophets say. They don't care what anybody says. They're rolling with their New World Order. Remember that. They don't give a damn. Okay? They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. Alright? And you simpletons are going to find that out. See? So that's why even Edomites, like Edomite veterans that were in the American military, they're like, hey, I want answers. Well, the answers are the leaders of the American nation are Satanists. They're with the New World Order. That's your answer. They are wicked. They are the left-hand side for the last time. Okay? For the last time. Alright? They are the wicked. So you can't, so when you guys say, oh, this is not fair, I can't believe they did that. Hey, what do you expect? It's like Dr. Evil. Hey, the Wadi al-Bashim al-Shai. Remember that movie, Dr. Evil? Okay, what do you expect? You know? Remember how he put Austin Powers He would always try to like take out Austin Powers. All right, remember how he had lasers? He had sharks with lasers on them and all that. He had like a secret lair. Okay, that's the left hand side. You know, that's all they do. They are the wicked. Okay, what do you think? So when they start doing stuff like this, people are like, "Oh, I can't believe they did that." Well, you better believe it. They are the wicked. So, but a lot of you guys are like, "Oh no, they're not like that." Well, once you find your head in a guillotine, once you find a UN troop knocking down your door with a battle ram, blowing your children's head off right in front of you, raping your wife, torturing you, and some UN troops, they're homosexual, so they'll grape you too. They'll grape men. Remember that the UN troops, they're not just gonna grape women. They're gonna grape men too. Remember that. Oh yeah, and there's millions here. There's a lot here in America. There's a lot. Okay, don't even start. All right, remember, the left-hand side has it on lock. And that's for real. Okay, you know, this is why the book of Daniel, let's get it. Okay, the book of Daniel said that even the angels are going to have to stand up because it's that bad. Okay, because the Lord gave them that much power. This is why they actually feel that they're gods. They're not, but they really got power like that. You guys got to understand that, you know? That's why, like, American patriots, American preppers are like, oh, well, we want answers, you know, and, you know, I can't see how they can do that. Well, it's because you guys don't really know how far the rabbit hole goes. And not putting you guys down out there, like the preppers, but this is why the prophets are here, to tell you everything, to keep going, you know? Because the American patriots and preppers out there, you guys know pretty good, okay? Like, yeah, what's going on with the elites? You guys are pretty good with the executive orders. You guys are following along with the collapse of the FRNs, the American dollar bill, the draconian measures, the legislative, the executive orders. You guys are on point with that. Okay, yes, you guys are on point with that. With Civil War, yes, you guys are on point. But you don't know too much about, like, the left-hand side that they're saying this, you know? Some of you guys do know, but you don't really know the full. Okay, some of you do. Okay, not saying, because there are some out there who are, you know, well, learned, but there's a lot of you guys who don't know that. That's why the Lord has the prophets on the scene to warn the innocent, to tell you guys what's really going on. Okay, what are these people actually planning to do and why they're doing it? See, and who do they serve? See, because a lot of people are like, well, we don't. A lot of American patriots are like, well, we don't really know what's going to happen, but, you know, we feel that war is coming. And they don't really know the full, you know? They're not talking about the spaceships. They're not talking about the angels. Because a lot of times they just talk about, okay, it's going to be a civil war. Let's just go to the woods and wait it out. No, there's no waiting it out. Remember, the Lord and the angels are coming. Okay, so you preppers out there, you guys are doing a good job as far as warning people, you know, like about prepping and stuff like that. But it's much heavier than just a civil war. Okay, remember, there's the left-hand side, the elites, okay, they have top technology out there. You seen, like, Tesla robots and all that? That's nothing. Okay, that's nothing compared to what they have. If they're showing you that, that's old technology, okay? The left-hand side has top Terminators. Okay, go ahead and laugh, but they have them, okay? This is why the angels are going to have to intervene to fight them. Because they have, oh, hey, remember, like, that movie Blue Beetle? Okay, remember, like that? They have stuff like that, okay? Remember, like, that new RoboCop? Stuff like that? Okay, they have stuff like that, you know? Like, for real, they have a very, very advanced androids, you know, robots, Terminators, like, for real, you know? It's real talk, you know? So that's why the angels are going to have to intervene, because what you see on TV with the Tesla robots and all that, that ain't nothing. That's nothing compared to what they got. These elites have. It's nothing. Okay, that's old technology. Just to tell you guys what's going down, you know. So, because a lot of people are not prepared. You think, oh, it's just gonna be a regular gun battle and we're ready. Listen, okay, brace yourselves. All right, these elites have top technology beyond you guys' imagination. Stuff like they have, like, on Transformers and stuff like that. They got stuff like that. Okay, big old robots, all that. Okay, crazy drones. Like, the stuff that you see, like, the American military have, that's old. Okay, like what you see what's happening right now in Ukraine and Russia, that's old. That's old. That's like junk. drones compared to what the elites have. Okay, they have some very, very advanced stuff. And when they're going to release that is because once their ICE agents start to get blown away, because right now the so-called Haitians, because now Trump's going for the so-called blacks next. It's not just the Latinos, okay? And they're fighting back, you know? Yeah, they're actually dropping some ICE agents, you know, with their fists. But just wait till some ICE agents start to get killed, okay? Once they start to do that, remember, it's just little by little. The government is going to start starving people out, like what you see is happening in Gaza. Okay, it's going to happen. And they're going to start bringing out their good toys. Okay, robots, drones, they got them. Okay, remember, top stuff. We're talking top, not like just these Tesla robots. No, you're talking top androids. Okay, remember, they are the left-hand side. It's something that you gotta understand. So for the elect, the angels are going to intervene. Okay, the Lord got you. Yahweh Shai got you. But for the rest of you out there, you better have your shoes tied. Because remember, these elites don't give a damn if you protest, say my body, my choice. They don't give a damn. They'll starve out whoever they need to starve out, and they'll kill whoever they need to kill. They're going for the New World Order. They don't give a damn what the prophets are saying. Okay, yeah, they may be considerate, but you think they're stopping? Hell no. Okay, they're on overdrive right now. They're in desperation mode. Remember that. Okay, our enemies right now, they're in desperation. Okay, because they're fighting, because they know once they go down, okay, they're going to slavery. You think they want that? You kidding me? So you think this devil's not going to come with everything he got? Of course he is. Okay, to the regular people out there who are not covered by the Lord, yeah, he's gonna slaughter you. He's gonna slaughter them. But to the elect, okay, that's when Esau is gonna get bitch slapped. Okay, when he tries to come to the believers of the Lord, because the angels are gonna bitch slap him. Facts. The angels are gonna have fun with his robots. That's playtime. Okay, and Esau, if you don't believe it, then run it. You know, bring out some of them robots and come get bitch slapped. Facts. You know, because you think you're a god, prove it. You know. Let's hear it, Papash. You know, you think you're a big boy, Esau? Let's hear it, Papash. Let's hear it, Papash. You know, you think you're a god? Prove it. You know, run it. You know, the world wants to see. You think you're a badass? Step into the ring and throw down. Buckwheat. You know, you say you're a badass, you can step up to the Lord and the angels. You know, step up to get beat down. Facts. You know, but here we go. Check it out. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, because we're in very exciting times. Remember, because the righteous, you guys are not alone. Yes, the left-hand side has, remember, top technology, but that's in this world. Remember, the Lord's coming from a whole nother dimension. Remember that top's Esau. Esau can't even contend. Remember that. So rejoice. Don't be in fear. Rejoice, you guys. Okay? Because the Lord is out there like that. And he's on your guys' side, the righteous. So why, don't fear. The rest of the world has to fear. Because they're being silly. Okay? They're misbehaving. Okay? And that's fine. Let them be ignorant. But the righteous, you guys, come on. You guys got hope. Do you see those spaceships? Okay, Esau and them, they can't even explain. CIA, MI6, FBI, they can't even explain those things. Okay, not even the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. See? They're amazed. They don't even know, like, man, how do those things even work? See, nobody knows. But all the spies and teams out there, they still don't know. NASA, nobody. Okay, they may lie and say, oh yeah, we captured a ship. Okay, remember, these devils just lie. They can't, all right? Remember that. Esau, he's outmatched when it comes down to the Lord and the angels. See that? So the righteous, you guys rejoice. Because this devil, the Lord has him cornered, So now that all his lies are being exposed, he has to get physical now. The Lord, he's going to do the same thing like he did to the Pharaoh. He's going to make him come head first. No matter what, the Lord's going to make these devils jump. He's going to make them fight. Remember that. Okay? Because he thinks he's bad. Well, the Lord's like, all right, you want to... Because Yahweh knows. Okay? Because you don't think Yahweh hears that these heathens want to fight him. So the Lord's like, all right, you want to fight me? All right, I'm going to make you jump. So the Lord will take out their children. The Lord will take out their family members. Remember what the Lord did to Pharaoh. The Lord took out all their firstborn on Egypt. Remember that? Just to make them jump. So the Lord's going to make our enemies jump. Remember that. the Lord's going to keep our enemies nice and pissed off. Remember that. Okay, because Yahweh Shai wants to fight them too. Remember, so you think our Lord is scared of these teams out here? Shit, the Lord's looking down laughing at these clowns. They're nothing. Nothing, they're nothing. Remember, our enemies are outmatched. To the world, yeah, okay, they have top technology, but to the angels, that's playtime, and they know it. So that's why they take their steps very carefully. Like they have to walk on eggshells, because they know they make the wrong move, it's over. Remember that song? It's over now. See, because they know, they make that wrong move. Shit, the angels are gonna get them. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time, Michael shall stand up. So that's the angel, the chief archangel of war. All right, so not just Michael, but the angels. There's more angels than there are mortals here, okay? Because remember, this is just one planet. Okay, there's so many planets out there and other realms. All right, there's more angels than there are mortals. Just to let you know that. Okay, remember, this is just one planet. Planet Earth is just one planet. Okay, so there's way more angels than people even believe. All right, than you guys even know. See that? And they're all around us 24/7. It's just that our enemies, they can't see them or detect them. See? And that Michael shall stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, because the angels are going to stand up. Okay, they're going to intervene. So once the left-hand side gets rolling, because remember, they're going to roll. They don't give a damn. Okay, because they're fighting for their life. They're in desperation mode. So once they start to roll, the angels are going to intervene. The great prince was standing for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Okay, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. See that? So at that time, when it's a time of martial law, okay, it's a time of chaos, famine, the angels are going to intervene. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means that these elites, the so-called white man, the true biblical Edomites, member, not the so-called white man that believes in the Lord, because you guys are good people. Remember that. Because remember, there's a difference between those so-called white men that are Edomites, who don't believe in the Lord, and those who are so-called white men and white women and white family that believe in the Lord. You guys are good people. Remember that. Okay, there's a big difference, because the Israelites look like all the nations. So remember that, you guys. So don't just look at a so-called white person and judge right away and say, oh yeah, those are just Edomites. You're going to slavery. No. What if they believe in the Lord? You didn't even give them a chance. Remember that. Okay. So you guys got to be a little bit more patient. Okay. A lot of you guys are doing a good job out there, but just some of you guys just right away like, oh, look at these devils. Hey, be careful, because the so-called white people, they might be, how do you know? What if that family believes in the Lord and you're just judging off appearance? Remember that. Judge the spirit first. Okay? Because did you ask them, did they believe in the Lord? Or you're just judging because they look like a so-called white man? See? So be careful with that, because the Lord can judge you. Just because you're in the truth, now you can walk around like, oh yeah, look at these devils, these heathens. Oh, yeah, you're going to slavery. What if those people that look like Edomites and heathens believe in the Lord, and you're over here calling them, saying that they're going to go in slavery? Did you even ask them yet? So be careful, all right, with people out here, all right? Be respectful, all right? Have manners, be patient. Try the spirit first, okay? Judge righteous judgment. Judge accordingly. Don't just be all proud out here, like, oh yeah, this devil, look at these devils. How do you know? What if that so-called white man believes in the Lord? All right? Remember, because the Lord can jack you up for that. So just, hey, you guys know what to do. Just kind of giving you a refresher, okay? Just remember, because I know sometimes in the spirit you get a little excited. Hey, it is how it is. All right? I already know, okay? But remember, there's Israelites out here that look like heathens and that look like Edomites, but they're Israelites. They're good people. Remember that, okay? Because not every so-called white man is an Edomite. Remember, they There's Israelites out here that look like so-called Caucasians, and they believe in the Lord, and they're good people. They're good folks. Remember that, okay? All right. So just giving you a quick, refresher. You know what I'm saying? Because I know sometimes in the spirit you get a little excited. You get a little puffed up. But hey, remember, because the elect are everywhere. All right. So don't just judge someone right away and be like, oh yeah, this is an Edomite. Like, no. What if that person's an Israelite? You know what I'm saying? All right. So hey, judge righteous judgment. Okay, be patient. Hey, do the right thing. See? All right. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. Right, because at that time, when Esau starts rolling, because he's gonna start people out. These top elites, okay, the dark shadow government, if you will, however you want to call it, Illuminati, left hand side, skull and bones, whatever you guys know. You know what I'm saying? The top guys. You know what I'm saying? On the left hand side. All right. So, what you have to understand is that what you got to understand is our people, okay, are going to be delivered at that time. Okay, our people are going to be delivered at that time. Absolutely. All right. So that is proof right there. That what? That is proof right there that that is proof right there that our people are going to be saved. So don't worry about it if your people get hindered up, have to go to jail, whatever. Remember, the angels are with them. Okay, the angels are with the elect. All right, something that you have to know, something that you have to consider. You see? All right, so that's something that you have to really take into consideration. So the Lord is gonna be with His elect to the end. You see? So at that time, that people are gonna be delivered. Meaning what, ladies and gentlemen? Akim Aqua, that at that time, the Lord is still going to defend His elect in that crazy hour. Okay, when people are getting their heads chopped off, all that. All right, so remember that, and remember, if you ever get taken up by ICE or something like that, and you have to go to a camp or whatever, that don't mean that you're not part of the hopeful elect. Remember, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they actually got thrown in the fire. So when they got thrown, chained up and all that, did they give up hope and say, oh, you see that? The Lord's not going to back us up. I knew it, I believe in the Lord for nothing. No, they kept it all the way. And the Lord rescued them at the last minute. Remember that, okay? At the last minute. See that? Okay? So that's just to show you that a lot of people the elect are going to go to camps. They are going to go to prisons and all that. Maybe even black sites. But that don't mean, remember, when that day happens, you don't have to think negative, like, oh, you see, damn, man, the Lord don't got my back. I did this for nothing, and He's not even going to come through, man. Damn, this is messed up. No. Remember, Peter got thrown in prison. Remember what happened to Jeremiah, okay? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Daniel got thrown in the lion's den. Okay, he actually got thrown in there with the lions. See, it's not like, so you think when Daniel was cuffed up and about to get thrown into that den, you think Daniel just gave up? No, he believed. He actually got thrown in the lion's den. Remember, our Lord likes drama, okay? He comes through at the last minute. Like a clutch play? Like when basketball players, it's like the fourth quarter, and they're down like 2 points, and then they have like 4 seconds, and then they shoot a 3-pointer to win the game, like a clutch play. That's the Lord, okay? The Lord comes through at the last minute, just to test your faith. Just to see, all right, let's see if He's going to curse me out, yes or no. Or is He going to hold my integrity? Is he or she going to hold their integrity to the end? Remember that, okay? So remember, yeah, so some of you, a lot elect are going to have to go through stuff like that. But the Lord's going to give you, the spirit to go through it. Remember that, okay? Remember that. It's very, very important, okay? Because if your number gets called, and you have to get chained up or whatever, shackled up, hey, that just means it's your test. Rejoice. And the angels and Yahweh Shem Shai are gonna make sure that you're well taken care of. Even if they try to starve you out, the angels will feed you. Remember, you're not alone out here. Okay, you got nothing to fear of our enemies. You know, because they're gonna try all kinds of fear tactics to try to break you. Remember, the Lord's gonna be right there, and the angels are right there. Okay, laughing at them. Remember that. All right, because our enemies are desperate. Okay, they're running around 24 hours. They're on desperate mode. Okay, remember, let them run around. They ain't going nowhere. Remember, nobody's leaving this planet. Okay, nobody. So, hey, just relax. Remember, the Edomites and heathens may have us surrounded, but the Lord and the angels and the spaceships have them surrounded. So how you like them apples? So that's why we're laughing at Esau. We're telling Esau, go ahead and jump. Get bitch slapped. Facts. You don't believe it, test it out. Shit. Because they're the ones talking crap. They're the ones who want to fight the Lord. Well, let's see it. That's why all we gotta do is stay in the spirit and watch the Lord destroy our enemies. So with that, remember, stay in the spirit, trust in the Lord, and remember the stories of our forefathers. Okay, did they bug out or did they keep believing all the way to the end? Did the Lord come through? Huh? All right, remember the times of old. Let's get that scripture real fast. Right here, check it out. Okay, this is let me shut this off real fast. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach. Okay, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 verse 10. Look at the generations of old. Okay, so look at all of our forefathers. Okay, because we got all that history. That's our history. Remember, this is our book. Moses, okay, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Elijah, okay, Yahushua, who the world even calls Jesus Christ. All right, that's those are our forefathers. Okay, Yahushua is our big brother. See, we're related to them. Remember that. The heathens, they can't say that. Okay, check it out. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? See? So did the Lord leave anybody on the hang? Nah, he was right there. Okay? And was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? See that? So right there. So did the Lord ever forsake anybody who called on him? You see? All right. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So, remember Daniel. Okay. Abraham was found faithful. See that? So, remember the Lord tested Abraham to take out Isaac. Remember, but at the last minute, he said, all right, no. But he just wanted to see if he was faithful. Remember, the Lord's going to test you guys all the way to that last minute. All right, but the Lord's going to be right there every time, man. Okay, so with that, believe in the Lord and just keep doing good. Don't match evil with evil. Don't try to pay our enemies back. The Lord got them. So overcome evil with good. All right, don't step down to the level and be all don't step down to our enemy's level. Remember, they're losing, they're going to slavery. Okay, you ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. All right, remember, they're going down, they're going to slavery. They got to pay for what they did to the earth. Because remember, they're running the earth. Okay, us, we just live here. Remember that. Okay, this is their system. All right, they're the manager here. So they're the ones who are going to slavery. They're the ones who are in trouble because they're destroying the animals, the plants, and the planet and people. So remember, you guys got nothing to be ashamed of. And you got nothing to be afraid of. Okay? Believe in the Lord and do the right thing. So with that, on your feet, soldier. Shalom.